Yeah, unmute me. Hey, hey, unmute me. Unmute me. Hey, unmute me. We got the word on the street. Unmute me. The latest gossip and the tea. Unmute me. Don't turn me off, let me speak. Unmute me. You'll tune in every week. Unmute me. We got the word on the street. Unmute me. The latest gossip and the tea. Unmute me. Don't turn me down, let me speak. Unmute me. So tune in every week. Unmute me. Unmute me.
Hey, what's going on, world? It's your man, Are You Wise? Back again. Unmute Me podcast. Introducing my co-host. We got Dr. Trey. We got Miss Tiffany. We got the lovely Miss Portia. Miss Portia, I'm gonna turn it over to you.
Hello, guys, and we're so excited to have you here today. We've been talking about relationships, and we've been doing our relationship series. So I want to dive right into it. I want to ask you all. I want to go ahead and get started with to ask you guys, like, okay, am I ready for this relationship? So how do you know you're ready, Tiffany? And I want you to say, I know I'm ready because.
Okay. I know I'm ready because I'm not as anxious. I don't overthink it. So I know in the past I have, been proposed to, and I had like a lot of anxiety, and my gut was always telling me like, no, this is not it. But I was trying to push through. And I didn't know that I wasn't ready. I was ready to get married, all those things, but I thought that I was ready, but my intuition was telling me no. So I trust it a lot more. So when I'm ready is when I feel more at peace about it, when I'm not feeling like any unwanted feelings. So that's my answer.
I think that's a good answer, especially going with your gut feeling about it too. Because I think, I'm very spiritual too. So I think like listen to your intuition and what your gut is telling you is always a good thing. Because sometimes, our heart wants us to do something, but our mind and our body is like, no, wait, hold on. So what about you, Doc? I'm ready. I know I'm ready because.
I guess we just had that feeling. I don't know, just a lot of times probably the vibe that I'm getting with that person. Probably like really feel like you just really want to be with that person. Probably probably having feelings like you. I don't know. It says like if you're not around them, you kind of like missing them more than if you would probably like I'll say at the beginning stages of dating, talking to somebody. Probably like, all right, cool. I heard from them, didn't hear from them. I'm not really pressed about it, but after a while, a few months in or whatever, however long, that's I guess you kind of know. Just I don't know, just come out the blue and hit you. I think, like I said, if you just are really vibing with you and we having a good time and stuff like that, I guess you just just I guess.
Yeah, and I've actually heard a lot of men say that it's got to be the vibes for them to want to move on. What about you, Aya? I know I'm ready because.
I know I'm ready because of what Doc said, pretty much. Kinda. I mean, I really don't never know when I'm ready.
Right.
I be scared. And then like sometimes as soon as I get ready, I get unready.
Mm-hmm.
As I don't know, it get different. Folk go to change, and I'm sure I go to changing. But when I feel like I'm ready though, I'm finna cut that stove on and I'm finna put that R. Kelly on that sing like you ready. Hey.
Well, I know you said that you may not know when you're ready, but do you know like what are some signs to kind of cue you in when your partner's ready? Like when you're dating a female or dating a woman, when you're dating a woman, do she typically tell you out front, like, look, I'm not gonna be dating for this long. I'm going to be in a relationship after 3 months. Like, how do you know when she's ready?
Nah, I don't get none of that.
You said did they tell you when and how long?
Yeah, do you typically when you're dating, do they typically tell you that they're ready to be in a relationship?
Yeah.
You get that?
I get told that, but it don't be no well, I ain't gonna be doing this but this long. And I mean I have been told that, matter of fact, but I was like, okay, I am.
So how does that make you feel? Does that feel like pressure when they're saying that?
Absolutely. And I don't
If you're
perform
not
well under
ready,
pressure.
Huh.
If you're not ready, that's pressure.
Yeah.
Now you gotta be like, okay, do I want to go ahead and try to? Because you think about you don't want to lose that person, so you'll probably do it, but you're probably not ready.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially if they're talking to you like they're about to leave you, in a sense. Because some people they'll take that and like, well, I'm going to go do this, and you like,
I be thinking kind of opposite. I be like, hell, they shouldn't want to lose me.
I like the way you think. I like the way
Right.
like that.
Tiffany, do you feel like if you have to say, I'm ready to be in a relationship, and he says, okay, let's do it, or after a while he said, let's do it, do you feel like you pressured him to do that, and now he's just doing it only because you wanted him to do it?
That's if I, keep putting out there like, okay, I'm ready to get married or ready for a committed relationship, and I'm not allowing it to flow as it should. Then yes, I would know that he will feel pressure. And then on top of that, if I say that and then he said, okay, let's do it, I can also tell by, his behavior, his demeanor afterwards. He may, push back. We may not see each other as often. We may have more arguments. So then that's a telltale sign. So, well, for me, what I do, especially in the beginning of a relationship, I do let them know what my intentions are. And I let them know, I can't really give an exact date, like, okay, I want to be married within 6 months or within 1 year or whatnot. But I was like, this is my intention. And I would like for us to kind of check back in, in, I say 6-8 months. And it don't have to be an exact time, but just to check back in, just to see where we are. Because I know, like, for a man, what?
Yeah, I don't like to say that. Y'all don't, no. 5 months to see where we at. But want to start getting.
That's true. No, I have said that in my previous relationship. But then what ended up happening was that person felt pressure because it was a timeline. So then I've learned from that, like, okay, well, I don't need to put a timeline on it, even, and allow it to flow. Because and one thing I have learned, if a man wants to marry you, they will do that. I've learned my lesson. I have, because after that, the dynamics of our relationship did change. So I know for in the future that I don't want that to happen in my next one.
Right. Absolutely.
Timeline? You want to give a timeline?
No, I will tell him what my intentions are, but I won't give him a timeline. But I will check back in just to see where he is. So, and then I have to be okay with, if he's him not being ready and want to keep, just keep our relationship the way it is. Am I okay with that? If not, then I'd have to be, just move on. So I just don't want to pressure anyone, because when someone proposed to me or want to get married to me, I want it to be authentic. I want to be because they really want to, not because they felt like they had to because I gave them, a deadline.
Right. And that has actually happened to me before, where I was talking to a guy, and we had started like, oh, we're not messing with anybody else, and me saying, okay, so we're gonna be exclusive. And then later the guy say, well, I just said that because I wasn't talking to anybody else anyways. I didn't want to, just be dealing with a whole lot of people. So I only agreed to it because that's what you wanted. So that's like some hurtful stuff. So I feel like as a woman, you really have to be careful, like when you say stuff to people sometimes, or give that timeline, or that may not be the right person for you, but you see what I'm saying? Like, it does feel like pressure to them, whereas we may be ready and they're not.
Yeah. Even if like Tiffany was saying, even if you be like, okay, I got my timeline or whatever, that don't necessarily mean I'm rushing you. Even if you decide to say, okay, well, he ain't ready, we're gonna see where it go. If you feel like it's too long, you still got the option to leave.
Right.
Don't ever have to feel stuck. Because I just imagine with me, I'd be engaged like Martin and Gina, about 5 years. In that little ass apartment.
So, guys, did you bring your pencils or pens or whatever you're gonna write with?
Yeah.
Because I got a little game for us to play.
Oh, I ain't really here to play no
I want to put
games.
y'all in the hot seat just a little bit. And Mike, you actually hit on this when you were saying that you're kind of scared to actually. Sometimes it can be scary, like to move forward, having that fear
Right.
of moving forward. So, the name of this game is "Are you ready or are you scared?" So, I have 5 questions for the group that I'm going to ask the whole group. And you either write down A, B, or C. So the first question is, when someone starts talking about the future, you feel A, excited, you're ready, imagining how things could unfold, or B, you're neutral, it depends on how serious the conversation is, or C, you're nervous, you start thinking of ways to avoid the topic.
Depends on the person I'm talking to.
That part. I'm gonna give a
But what is the in general speaking?
All the
yeah,
above.
You said all of them?
All the above. Depends on who I'm talking to. All the above.
Trey, your facial expression saying it all tonight. I can.
I'm just saying, like, hey.
You gotta say much tonight.
I was like, I need E, F, whichever one. The last one, we make it all the above. I'm like, at first I said, hey, I said, wait a minute. You kept going. I said, I felt that before. I felt that one too. Yeah. Depending on who I'm talking to, they fit all those categories. Number one.
I'm gonna say B because it depends on how serious the conversation is. Simply because if I'm not that serious with that person, I'm not even finna let that conversation get that far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put B as well. Because I'm saying ditto.
Okay, y'all ready for number 2?
What's your answer?
All right.
What's my answer? Y'all are in the hot seat, not me. No, mine would be C. I get really nervous for some reason. I'm like super nervous. I got to get over it at my big age. I'm nervous when I start talking to somebody and they talk about the future. But I kind of think it could be because I've been married before and been through 2 deaths. So
yeah, you got the right to be nervous.
Yeah. Okay, so number 2, when your partner wants to define the relationship, you A, feel totally fine, you're ready for clarity. B, hesitate but agree it's scary, but you'll give it a shot. Or C, avoid the conversation or make a joke to deflect.
I'm gonna give you this quote that I use all the time from brother Carlito Green from the Great Goody Mob. My boy say, I just want to be. There's no need to put titles on you and me. Those are limitations. Limit and learning are our only obligations.
So you don't like titles?
Not at all.
Why? I hear a lot of men saying that they don't like
because
titles.
Sometimes it ain't the titles. Like women be over whooping with them titles. You know, I mean, my man, all that shit. And it's really like you holding a piece of steak in front of a bunch of lions, and your man might not be as righteous as you think he is.
That's true.
And don't put that man in no position to show who he is. How
but
you do that?
if he cannot, if he I don't want to say weak in a sense,
that's the right word. The Bible said the flesh is weak. We think with the flesh.
So if he's that weak, is that really the person you should be with then?
Probably not. But hell, if you don't know if you don't know, what can you do?
Right.
You can pick up on some cues though, you know,
Yeah.
especially see if how exclusive you guys. I mean, like if you guys are hanging out a lot or on the phone a lot, you know, and I know like with women, our intuition, we can pick up on, you know, certain things. It's about whether we lean more into that and, you know, trust ourselves or, you know, or not. So
Yeah.
I think that though.
It's some smooth criminals out here though.
I think with me, I like clarity. I like to know what we are. I like to know what we're doing. I don't like no in between. I don't like confusion. That just for me, it causes me to be nervous, anxious. I can't do it. Like I'd rather just be friends if we don't have like clear define of what we are.
That's fair.
I'm the same way. I'm agree because even if let's say even if the guy he doesn't want to be exclusive or anything, I mean let me know something.
Right.
You know, I don't want to just be out there just thinking or assuming. Me thinking my man, and he's like, no, you're not. You know,
right.
And so you know, I would like clarity. You know, just like Miss Portia said, we'll have some clarity just to know exactly where we are, so I can put you in the category. I'm like, okay, well, you know what? This is what he's doing. So then let me move accordingly. Let me, you know, if I need to do my own thing. So
what about you, Doc?
That's fair as well.
I feel, you know, the older we get, that's what we want, that clarity, right? So if I'm feeling that person, I want clarity, but I'm not trying to be serious with you. I don't need clarity.
Yeah. But would you make that clear to them?
I've dated people before and they assumed and I roll with it. I mean, because like you said, as us men, I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and like, all right. I mean, because me personally, I'm like, oh, we were just dating. I never said I was with you like that, you know. So, but they assume, but they never had a conversation with me. But they tell others that, you know. So a lot of times people go say, oh, that's my woman, that's my man. But did y'all have that conversation? Like, you can't really claim somebody if you didn't have that clarity to know that, oh yeah, this is what we doing. So, but I think the older we get now, especially if we're looking for a relationship and want to be with somebody, yeah, I want clarity up front. I want to say, or at some point, like, hey, so what we doing? Like, where we going from here? You know, because, you know, we're not young anymore. We're not teens and 20s to be sitting here keep like, okay, guessing and thinking and wondering and playing the guessing game. I'm out front, hey, what's up? So,
hey, can I chime in one more thing on that?
Go ahead.
I used to have this philosophy back, you know, like you said, in 20s, early 30s. I was like, you know, everybody talk about the universe and energy or whatnot, right? You got 9 planets in the solar system, so they say, and it's up to the sun to supply light and energy to these 9 planets. And depending on the proximity, some planets don't get as much light as other planets do. So I was saying, like, why not be the sun? You know what I mean? Everybody got to get some light. If you bright enough to shine on everybody, shine. Yeah. Some of them ain't gonna get as much. Some of them gonna get more. You know what I mean? But I was young then. I don't behave like that anymore. My philosophy has changed. I just thought that was kind of funny to the topic that we were speaking of.
Okay, so the next question, and I want y'all to keep up with your answers too. So the next question is, you think about being in a committed relationship and your first thought is A, I'm all in, it's time. B, I think I can handle it, but I have some doubts. Or C, forever? That's terrifying. What do you think, Ms. Tiff?
I'm all in. But like I said, it depends on the person though. You know, if I get the clarity and we both, you know, have decided that this is what we want and I'm feeling them, yeah, I'm all in.
Yeah, I think I'm all in too. What do you think, Doc?
Man. I think the first 5 minutes I'd be like, yeah, but then after a while, you know, get a little nervous for real. Be like trying to wonder, like, dang, okay.
Yeah.
I say B because that's in between. I think it's always nervous when you do get in a relationship. Like, you know, for real, I think like it's gonna be some type of wondering, hoping, because nothing's gonna be perfect, right? So it's wondering how long it's gonna last. What I need to do to make sure this is last. Am I gonna live up to your expectations and stuff like that? But then at the same time, it's like you said, what was it, A, B, and C? Just 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So sometimes C can be after a month to like, damn, this well.
What about you, Aya?
Hey, once again, I might have to agree with Doc because I already, you know, if I'm all in, you better check my temperature. And you know, B, you know, I'm just saying, if I'm just, you know what I mean, head first, I'm wrong. But B
So
is
like that
like,
welfare check.
yeah,
Right.
B is like, okay, might be doing, you know, I might can do this. But then I just hate to get to see like 5 years down the line, be like, I really hate this person. You know what I mean? Why did I do this? I don't even, I was drunk.
Like, what was I thinking about?
Yeah, I don't want to get there. I was so drunk.
Like you woke up and you was in a long-term relationship.
Yeah, 5 years later, I was drunk that whole time.
Right.
Like I'm sober now, bitch.
Yeah, it's over with. Don't let her have no kid. I'm going Harlem Nights. Put your mama on the phone. You never come home.
Okay, I have 2 more for y'all. So the next one is number 4. Your biggest worry about commitment is A, honestly, I'm not worried. I'm ready to make it work. B, losing my independence or free time. Or C, getting hurt or trapped in something I don't want. What about you, Ian?
I'm gonna go A and C. What was A again?
A is honestly, I'm not worried. I'm ready to make it work.
Okay. All right. So A, I would be A for me if I'm there. It'll be like I'm not worried. I'm willing to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
And what was C again?
C is getting hurt or trapped in something I don't want.
Not so much of getting hurt because I hurt first. So you hurt me. I hurt first. I ain't gonna lie to you. I hurt first. But the part about something I don't want, definitely that part. Like they were saying, like 5 years down the line, like, man, I don't even like you. Why you here? I don't want that.
You know what? We have a show coming up. Not to get outside. Are you the problem?
Of course, yes, I am. I ain't never denied that. Yeah. It's me.
So you'll wake up and you're like, hey, who is this I'm sleeping next to? Like,
Oh, it ain't even that. It's the wake up and look in the mirror and be like, who am I? Right. I done conformed so much and changed so much. Like, damn, I don't even know me no more.
Right.
Yeah, I would hate that. What do you think, Doc? What's your biggest worry about commitment?
I mean, I'm agreeing with it's A and C because A, I'm all in. If I'm with you, I'm all in. I'm gonna do whatever, make sure it works. But then it can be C if I feel like if it's been too many issues, I'm like, what the hell am I? What is this? Am I stuck? I mean,
see, I ain't damn crazy.
Get up out of here. I mean, but you know, I'm thinking that, but like, you know what? Nah, I think I got caught up. I gotta get up out of here.
Right.
So, I ain't gonna say a 2 trap because it's gonna be like, yeah, about to bounce.
Yeah. What about you, Miss Tiffany?
I mean, A and C, of course, but I'm leaning more on the C because, you know, when you've been hurt before in the past, you know, you don't want to be hurt. Now, I know a relationship, you're going to have good days and bad days. So I can't say it's going to always be roses. However, I don't want to get to the point where I feel trapped. Or, you know, I've heard stories that people, as soon as they get married, they change. You know, that's my fear. You know, I don't want, you know, turn around like, who the F did I just marry? And then now I feel stuck. And now, you know, this person is hurting my feelings or, you know, hurting me, you know, emotionally, spiritually, whatnot. And now I'm like, okay, now what do I do next? So I'm leaning more on the C side.
You better learn how to hurt first.
Well, I think for me, it's just completely C. I feel like it just the getting hurt part and being trapped. That's my biggest fear with a lot of relationship stuff. I think that's what keeps me at a distance sometimes with guys, is because it's like I know sometimes you know how you see red flags at the beginning, and I can see one red flag, and Tiffany has even told me this. You need to learn how to stay and talk to people and work things out. But I see that first red flag and I'm gone. But it's because of that getting hurt and don't want to get trapped aspect of it too.
Man, you know what's crazy? At the beginning, I figure out what I don't like about a person and see if I can get over it. And if I can't get over it, all right, we can persist. But if I can't get over it, it's over with. I ain't gonna even pursue.
Right.
But what
Right.
y'all consider talking about? What
what I'm
y'all
learning.
about being trapped though?
Yeah, cause I remember when we were coming up being trapped. That was the girl putting a baby on the man.
Right. So what are y'all women talking about? Consider being trapped? How y'all getting trapped?
I mean, we having, kids with, our spouses or whatnot. And then, because, like what I could say about me, if I have a kid with you, then I'm like, okay, I need to be committed and stay in this relationship. So that's what my thing as far as being trapped, because, I think about my parents, they've been married 50 years. And, my siblings, they've been married, my sister and then my brother and their, my sister, her husband, my brother and his wife, it will be 20 years next year. So, I think about all of that. So that's what I'm saying about being trapped. And then let's say I do have a kid. That means I'm trapped. And let's say we divorce, break up. I'm still, have to communicate with you for 18 years or so many years. So that's, to me, is being trapped. So
I ain't been married, but just speaking of from a co-parenting position, it ain't as bad as it sounds, because once you get over the I want to hunt you feelings, you start to think about more. Well, whatever our communication is solely for the benefit of this child, and it get better. Like my daughter mama, she called me her best friend on Father's Day. It melted my little heart, child. And we ain't had them type feelings, like them intimate feelings I know in over 8 years. The child 9, you know what I'm saying? So it ain't that bad. I kind of get what you're saying, but it ain't that bad.
Yeah, I mean, and I too, I have experience where I was with the guy and they had a child. He had a child with a lady or whatnot, and she was, I called her crazy because she ran us off the road. I mean, she did some crazy stuff, and because he moved on, and that was going on for years.
She still
so that kind of traumatized me a little bit, because I'm like, So I'm like, what happened if I'm fine, with someone? Like I said, people change. What happened? They turn, they become crazy. And then they use our child as a pawn. Mm-hmm. So I'm like,
it happens.
So that's yeah.
Doc, I saw you shaking your head. What you thinking?
Man, he over there talking about easy. They best friends. Everybody like that. Like what?
Hey, cause she still want to hunt, bro. They just be wanting to hunt. When they get out there, I don't want to hunt you no more. Everything's so cool.
Trey still looking like
that's what it is. Oh,
yep.
But do you think that's only like when they're with someone, and then let's say they're single and they don't have anyone, and then then they may look at you like, you look good over there.
That help. I mean,
love that regardless. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah,
Sam, pop your ish then, young man.
With somebody, not with somebody.
But yeah, that's a valid point too. When they with somebody, it's kind of a distraction where they ain't really that into you, because they, they might even be rebounding. But if it help get your mind off me, hey, how you doing, brother? My name Mike. I'm glad you're with her. Get her.
Please thank her.
But I've actually heard people say that too. Like women that have dated men that had kids and would say that the woman is so nice when she's in a relationship, but time she's not in a relationship, it's like hell on wheels. So yeah,
I ain't been through that part yet.
Okay, so the last question: when you imagine life in a committed relationship, you feel A, happy, it feels like the natural next step. B, unsure, it sounds nice, but also like a lot of responsibility. Or C, overwhelmed, I'm not sure I'm ready for that yet.
Say that again.
Yeah.
When you imagine life in a committed relationship, you feel happy. It feels like the natural next step. That was A. And then B is unsure. It sounds nice, but it also sounds like a lot of responsibility. Or C, you feel overwhelmed. I'm not sure I'm ready for that yet. Like, are you ready when you think about your life being in a committed relationship? Are you happy, unsure, or overwhelmed?
Well, I know, like when I think of, committed relationship or ready to be in one, I'm happy about it. If that's something that I want, and then I'm ready, and then my partner is ready for that, heck yeah, I'm happy. I'm jumping for joy. I'm like, we both know what we want. This is something that we both want. We're both committed to making it work. Yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah, I have to say the same. I'm happy. What about you, Ayu?
I'm gonna go with B and C. Oh, and the reason why I say that is because I be nervous, and I mean I be happy too, but it's like I always say when the stank wear off, you know what I'm saying? It'd be like, oh, and just I don't know, it's rough. It give me anxiety. I'd be like, oh, can I really do this? And I'm gonna give you another one. My favorite Tupac song. I don't know if y'all remember this. That song "Temptation." Y'all remember that? If you don't remember, go back and check it out. If you can understand that song, you can understand my plight. It's just it's a lot of temptation, and the
So
flesh is weak.
you think the temptation of other women being out there is the thing that would keep you from wanting to be in a relationship? Is that what you're saying?
Not necessarily, but it's like there's always a possibility.
Like you missing out or whatever.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like one time I was in a relationship doing good too, I thought. And somebody texted me with like, man, the street needs you. I was like, damn, I really felt that. I really felt that.
So did you head back to the streets?
Eventually. It took a little while, but I ain't saying that was the reason why I went back. I don't think she was the right one for me, but that might have kind of helped it out too.
What about you, Doc?
I mean, if I'm thinking about my future, whatever's going to be A. I mean, I'm going to be happy, excited if I'm thinking about being with somebody, being in a relationship. So, but if I'm not thinking about it, I'm not, I don't think bad about being in a relationship. Always, hoping for the long term, hoping for what I've seen, parents, grandparents, stuff like that. Hope to have that. So, I mean, yeah, if I think about it, I'm be like, yeah, cool, happy about it. But, but if I'm thinking like that, it got to be clearly somebody that I'm really interested in. I feel like that I like, if I'm just, like you said, I'm just out here in the streets and I'm not really going to be, I might have a scenario, but like, would this work? If I don't feel like, if I don't see that future, if you can't get past a month of seeing it, then I'm like, oh, no, this ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
Can I chime in real quick?
Fun time.
We be saying we want what grandma and granddad and them had. They were sliding it and busting it over too. It was unspoken.
Smoother with it.
Yeah, see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'd be like, I ain't did nothing that wasn't done. I ain't never been done. You know what I'm saying? It's just the methods.
Much out here to tell them
right.
All these devices and so
and
have all that back then.
Yeah. And then you find out 10 years later you got a brother.
Yeah, and see back then, I don't think they really wanted to know back then. Like these days, people just want to know too much. You know what I'm saying? I ain't finished. I'm not setting myself up to be hurt. I ain't finna hurt myself. If you go looking for stuff, you hurt yourself. It gonna come to you.
Yeah, I agree on that. You don't know, Snoop.
Yeah, treat me well, and if you cheating, go to hell.
Okay, so everybody tally up your answers to see what letter comes up the most for you. Which one did you have the most?
Well, I got two questions. But even with that, I don't know. Mine is a tie between B and C.
I have the most A's.
Y'all just ready to jump in the fire.
I'm ready for a committed relationship, you know. But the person has to be just as ready and committed to.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, I think I have A's too. What about you, Doc?
I think I'm equal with A's and B's.
A's and B's. Okay, so Doc, you're ready for love, and you're also on the fence so you need to reflect what's holding you back.
Nothing.
My boy said I ain't him, it's them.
Ready for love.
Right. Exactly. I was like, nothing. Just I want to get from maybe like, you know what? You're right, I'm ready. Okay.
So Mike,
can't make no more mistakes. I'm made. Just wrap on the mistakes. You know how I say oops on the baby, you have an oops baby. I had some oops relationship.
I done had some alley oops. I'm slam dunking.
Right.
So Mike, you're on the fence, and you need to reflect also what's holding you back. But you also have fear of being in a relationship, and you need to take a step back and figure out what's keeping you from moving forward.
According to who?
According to Google.
Another one of those scam tests again, like last time.
Yeah, you never hold that down.
Right, I didn't see that.
Okay, so last question for you guys. We're finished with the game. So final question, what's one thing that you learned about yourself or relationships that help you decide when to move forward? And what about you, Ms. Tiffany?
I'm gonna go back to my intuition, to trust it. If I feel sure, also feel sure of myself in that way, trusting my intuition, that knowing the signs. But that's one thing I've learned. Oh, this is one big thing is not ignoring the red flags. So that is one thing that I've learned is when I see it, I need to go ahead and address it and see if that red flag is something that I'm willing to accept, or if not, then I just need to move on. And I need to be okay with moving on, even though when I do move on, yes, I may feel hurt, or upset about it, but I need to be okay with that. So that's the main thing.
Okay. What about you, Aya?
Ask the question again, because I'm thinking about what she just said.
What's one thing you've learned about yourself or about relationships that help you decide when to move on, when to move forward in a relationship?
One thing I learned about myself with life and as far as relationships, I'm very spontaneous. Like if I just feel like it's a go, let's go. Like what the old spiritual say, we come this far by faith. I just step on faith. Let's get it. But see, my problem is I don't know when to pull back.
Right.
I jump out there in a heartbeat, like, yeah, let's do it. But then when it be time to pull back, I be like, man, I don't even like you.
Do you find that happens a lot?
More often than not. We be having fun though.
What about you, Doc?
Everybody can't handle this. That's all.
Yeah.
Just a lot.
See, we the prize. I like how you think. We the damn prize.
Okay, yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Long to somebody can handle it.
Right.
There you go.
I think
too. I remember. Well, I think when I was getting on my marriage, what you learn to take from this marriage? Nothing. What you mean?
Take from it, shit. I'm lit. Why you think I left it? I don't want nothing from it.
That's what you weird about it, right?
And that when they be talking, you ain't gonna never find another me. Duh.
That's right.
I got a you. What I want another one for?
Like that's the goal. I don't.
Right.
That's what I'm hoping for.
That was great.
You ain't gonna find another you.
Right.
It's like the boom boom room. It is only exist in your mind.
I think for me, it's just making sure that the communication for me is a big piece, that the person I'm with, that I could communicate with them well, and that I don't feel like I'm just settling in a sense, that it's actually something that I want. I don't want to settle just because someone wants me or someone is saying they're ready. I got to be able to communicate with you. We got to have fun. We got to laugh. It can't be like stressful and arguments all the time. Then I can't do it. So I think that's the big piece that I have to look at. Like overall, it's just how well we vibe together. What's our communication like? Is this someone I could see myself with? Because some people I like at the moment, but when I look at it from a long-term standpoint, it's like, no, I don't really see myself being with them that long. So just, that's what it is for me.
Man, especially like when you go to getting to the point where they staying at night and be there in the morning, you be like, you brush your tongue, brush your tongue. You could have hit me with that mouth. What's wrong with you? No.
So we come to the end of our show, guys. So Doc, wrap us up. What's one piece of advice you would give someone who's deciding whether to commit or keep dating?
Make sure you know your worth before you commit to anybody. Don't just settle. There's always something better. You don't want to be at the bottom of the trash can.
There y'all have it. That's a wrap.
Yeah.
Join us weekly on YouTube for the Unmute Me podcast show.